Hi, everyone. Really excited to be here today. So again, my name is Paige Porter, and this is Surdoval. And what we're going to talk about today is a little bit of the research that we did for a course that we were enrolled in this past semester, and that's Dr. Dorosita Taylor's course on food access, and specifically implications of unequal access. And so one of the things that really came forward for us in this course was that a lot of the literature in the food access space focuses more so on urban environments. And so one of the things that we wanted to do was take a look at specifically how farmers in more rural and semi-rural communities are shaping food access where they're at, where they're living. All right, so in order to do that, we first took a look at what the agricultural space was like here in Washtenaw County. And then we needed to compare how that looked at the national scale. And so the main takeaway here really is that the average age of the farmer at a national level is 60 years old and increasing. And with that, what we're seeing is this sort of decline in the multi-generational farmer in America. And when you have that, that also equates to sort of the mass sell-off of this agricultural land to development. So this sort of paints a picture of the hardship that comes with the livelihood of a farmer. And also, we see that that's not entirely the picture that's being painted here in Washtenaw County. So there are a lot more younger farmers here, and through our conversations, what we found is that they're younger and they're also first-gen farmers, which is going to be highlighted a little bit in what Allie is going to talk about.
For this work, we conducted semi-structured interviews with 10 farmers in and around Washtenaw County. We spoke with 8 vegetable farmers and 2 livestock farmers. 8 of the 10 farmers we spoke with were first-generation farmers, and 6 of the 10 actually opened their operations just in the past 5 years. We asked questions in these 3 general categories. First, just demographics and farm information, such as how many acres do you cultivate, what is your main product. Second, we asked market information questions, like where do you sell your products? And then finally, we asked some community questions. For example, do you accept food assistance programs, such as SNAP? We then identified themes apparent across multiple interviews, and we will present a few of them here. One main theme that came up across many interviews was this idea of farmers selling their products to the local community. A few farmers specifically discussed wanting to sell within their local communities, but that it isn't quite enough to make a living. This is evidenced by the fact that 7 of the 10 farmers we interviewed are already supported by off-farm income. One farmer told us, "Our community in Dexter alone cannot support our farm financially, even at this small scale. Market attendance is sadly quite low." Farmers speculate that there is low attendance at these small, more rural farmers markets because of market timing, the costs at the market, or a perception of who shops at farmers markets. To then more directly understand the role that farmers play in shaping community food access, we spoke with farmers about their acceptance and use of food assistance programs such as SNAP and the others pictured here. Through these conversations, we found that farmers do recognize issues of food access within the communities they serve, and they recognize that equity plays a really important role in shaping community food access. And even though SNAP acceptance at farmers markets has been on the rise recently, food assistance programs account for a really small percentage of farmers' sales. One farmer told us that on a good year, food assistance programs account for 10% of sales, and another farmer said $20 in the year. This could be a result of a variety of things, and we talked specifically with farmers about 3 of them. First is infrastructure barriers. For example, it's really challenging and expensive for an individual farmer to accept SNAP if the farmer's market that they sell at doesn't accept SNAP. Another barrier could be systematic, in that you can't use SNAP to pay upfront for a community-supported agriculture or CSA share. And finally, there are knowledge and outreach barriers. For example, it might not be well known that you can use SNAP or other programs at the farmer's market or a place like Argus.
And lastly, one of the conversations, or one of the themes that came up through our conversations with farmers was this concept of responsibility. And so, despite the fact that this wasn't one of the targeted questions that we had asked in our interview, it came up in almost the majority of our conversations. So, what they recognize is the importance in creating a just and equitable path forward in food accessibility and in our food systems here in the US, but that the role can't just be on them. And so we chose this quote to highlight that. One of our farmers said that it can't just be on the farmer to change the system. It needs to be societal, behavioral, and political. And sort of underscoring the fact that, again, some of these farmers are already facing hardships with having to seek off-farm income. And through our research, what we found was that a lot of them are eligible for some of these food assistance programs themselves. So one of the ways that we could do that, which they also highlighted, was by having fun and getting people engaged. The best way to break these paradigms is to have more fun doing it. So that's a bit about the research we did.